Mic is on. I'm live. I'm just gonna. Audio is on this one. Troubleshooting. Can you hear me? This needs to be silent mode. Don't know how to do that on here. Okay, hopefully that fixed it. We don't need the audio endless loop. All right, welcome. I'm going to get into this in a second. Drop a comment, say hi, tell me where you're from, all that fun stuff. I want to see all my friends in the chat because I know they're going to be watching. Oh, geez. I don't understand why this audio is on this thing. I'm going to... Is there anyone who knows how to mute an iPad? The sound is off. So I don't know. I don't know. Okay, maybe that's off. I don't know. I'm gonna just throw it way far away, so maybe I won't see it. I wanted to have that because the chat can pop up on there and it's kind of handy. So just me troubleshooting here. Hope you're having a great day. We're gonna get into it here in a second. Maybe I need to mute the audio here. Oh, shoot. All right, whatever. All right, I give up on that. As soon as you kind of improvise with technology or try something, it just like falls apart. So, okay, we're going to skip that. I do want to put a quick post on X underneath the live stream so you can have the info that I'm going to be talking about. So let me get to that. How do I get to that? All this stuff, so annoying. Here we go. There I am. I'm live. Okay, then I'd go ahead here and post what I was going to say. Right below it. I hope everyone is having a great day. I want to get into a couple things. So I'm going to talk about what it says on the screen right now. What is your why? And I'm not talking necessarily about a existential crisis, though it probably could come down to that as well. I'm talking more about like, why are you on social media? What is your ultimate goal for being on here? If you are using it in a way to gain customers, clients, to network, to build a brand, who knows? And there's all kinds of reasons for that. I'm going to talk about my specific reasons, and I would love to know what people think about this. So drop a message in the chat, because I think it's a huge part of figuring out our effective social media strategy. Once we figure out why we're even using it, why we're addicted, why we're on it at all, and then now, once you understand that, can have a strategy, a cohesiveness to what you put out there, figure out your target audience. We talked last couple of weeks ago. I haven't done a live like this for a couple of weeks because of the 4th of July. So I hope you had a great 4th. I had an awesome time. I probably look a lot more tan than previous streams. So if you have thoughts on this or questions or whatever, drop it in the chat. I just got one more thing I have to do. Oh, gosh. These little things are so clunky. But I'm going to talk about here in the beginning first about something that I'm going to be starting to do on Sundays. And you'll find it below wherever you're watching this. You're either going to find it in the replies, in the, I was going to add a picture. I'm going to delete that. In the replies, in the description of the video, comments, I don't know. I put it everywhere. The only place I have to add it is on X because they don't let you schedule live streams. So you have to kind of do everything after the live stream starts. There we go. Okay, so that's there. So you're going to find that below the stream, all the info on that, because I'm going to be starting a social media workshop series, and it's going to be where I really go into these topics a little bit more in a more step-by-step approach versus just vamping on a subject and kind of like people throwing things in the chat and giving me ideas, questions. And this is totally an open-ended forum today. So you're welcome to totally derail me, put me on a different subject, take me somewhere else, something that's been bothering you, if it's with your website or it's social media content or content creation or just whatever it is, if it's live streaming, if it's doing spaces, I've been doing that a lot more. You know, I can tell you what I've learned along the way as I'm doing this stuff. So please add whatever you want in the chat. This is a total open forum for that. But these workshops that I'm going to be doing, it's going to be on Sunday evenings, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a live stream like this. It's going to be a little bit more of a formal format than an open-ended one like this. And I'm going to discuss a topic. And it's going to be a topic that you can use and apply to your content on social media for the following week. So once I do these every Sunday, you'll have something to do, some goal to hit, some inspiration, something to motivate you a little bit for the week, get you going. And then I want you to come back on the Sunday live stream the following week and show me what you've done. I want you to tag me in your posts. I want you to show me what's going on, and we can grow as a community that wants to build something and expand our reach and find like-minded people. So that's the ultimate goal of what this is all about. And that is going to be starting this Sunday, 7 p.m. It's a live stream format. And that's going to be more of like a workshop style. It's going to be the way to think about it, where I'll be just sharing some information. And then after that's over, around 8:30, I'm assuming the live stream will probably go for like an hour and a half. And, you know, the chat's always open for questions and thoughts. After that, I'll be doing an after space only on X, where it's an open forum, audio space, and you can participate, add your thoughts to what I talked about, tell me where I was wrong, or tell me where the idea might help you, how the previous weeks inspired you. And the thing is, on this live stream, once I get established with it, I really want to feature what people are doing, how they're using what I've suggested, and if it's helped or not. I want to show the results of that in real time, and I want to promote the people that enjoy my content and watch my streams and get something out of it. So, you know, this is always collaborative. Everything I do is never just me. I never want it to be just me talking at you. I really want, because I learn from others so much too, and I'm not the definitive only expert on things. I always get information from all kinds of different people, and I want you to do that as well. So I just want to be one person in that chain that can help you, and we can all lift each other up, grow together, all on the same mission, all with the same intention of just putting ourselves and our content out there authentically with intention. Like, there's a purpose for everything I do. Sometimes it's just to be silly. Sometimes it's to be helpful. Sometimes it's just to reach out for a hand, say, hey, will you hold my hand for a second? I just need that, or I need a hug, or whatever. A connection, a business arrangement, a networking. It's like, hey, we could work together on this. You know, there's so many layers to this, and this all will tie back into what I'm going to talk about today. So feel free to drop in the comments any questions or thoughts you have on this. And also, if you want me to look at your website, I'm happy to do that live too. That's kind of fun to do. So if you have one, you want to drop that in the comments, I will see that, and we can look at it together, and I'll give you some advice. You know, I just give advice. I don't say do this, do that, but I make suggestions because I know what kind of can work for certain people, for certain things. If you're looking to grow a website, if you're trying to get more people to visit your website, if you need help converting the people that end up on it, I have some strategies, tips, tricks, all that, depending on what you're doing. So, and I think that's very informative to people when you actually have a demonstration and show them. And the stream I did 2 weeks ago was so valuable because we did a couple websites like that, and we did my website. So that stream was really good. Lots of good info in there, and it helped me as well because my website is far from perfect. Far from perfect. Needs some help. Definitely needs some help. So thanks for joining. Now I'm going to just get into the topic at hand here. Please feel free to say hi in the chat. Let me know what you're working on, what you think about this stuff, and whatever you want to talk about. I'm going to take a sip here. All right. So my question for this stream, and it's something I wanted to get into because a lot of this live streaming stuff is just like a therapy session for me to just like spit it out and talk about it. And I talk to the AI a little bit sometimes when I get in this kind of mood where I want to just like talk about what I'm thinking, because writing stuff processes stuff one way, typing processes stuff another way, and thinking about stuff processes it another way, but speaking it also does. So this is something that I've learned, that when I get stuck, often if I just have a live stream on whatever topic is at hand, kind of in my subconscious bothering me a little bit, I just pick that topic and I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk about this on the live stream. And it's going to help me process it and understand it more and move on from it instead of it tormenting my thoughts. So this is the one that popped up for me earlier this week. I'm kind of like, I think I know what I want to do with it, how to answer this, but I think speaking it out is helpful. And I would encourage you to do that as well. And you can even type that in in the comments if you feel like literally putting it out there, because I'd love to know. And all the people who do watch me, I know you're all going to be friends. So you might as well just out yourselves and be friends already. And because I attract a certain type of person and they're very cool. I have very cool people generally watch my content, generally talk to me, generally interact with what I'm doing. Very rarely is it an uncool person. So it's time for you guys to start connecting and meeting each other, because you're missing out on meeting some really cool people. I'll just let you know. Anyway, so why? What is your why? So I'm going to answer these questions for myself, and I want you to try and do it for yourself as well. I recommend writing it down and then reading it out loud to yourself. I know that's super woo-woo and kind of sounds crazy, but it will help. It will help if this is something you're struggling with, because if you don't know your why, you can't figure out your target audience. You can't figure out what you're supposed to be doing. You can't figure out what you're supposed to be posting. You're kind of flailing, and I've been flailing for a long time. So this is why it's been a subject that I want to get into, because I'm flailing. I want to figure out why. Why am I on X? Because I was drawn to it at some point, and I really enjoyed viewing it. And then I used what I really enjoyed there, and started applying it to my other social media platforms that I had established before. So it's a lot about that. And you can take this as an individual. You can take this as a brand. You can take this as someone trying to sell something, a product, digital, whatever. It all applies. It all boils down to this. And if you can't figure this out, then none of it's going to make sense. All right. Ramble. Wow. This is a hot topic for me, and I've had a lot of coffee. And if anyone was in the space earlier, that was a really good space. We talked about creative. It's Thursday space I do every morning. It's every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. And I've had a lot of coffee and I'm wound up. So good. And it's like really hot and humid. but I have like the best dewy skin right now. So I'm not complaining about the heat at all today, at all. So my why is I'm here because this is going to get like a little bit heavy. I want to connect to people. I don't have that in my day to day. I'm not connecting with people. And that means I'm not really seeing many people in my day to day work. So I do a lot of website, freelance client work, and a few other things. And with that, I do sometimes do Zoom calls. I do sometimes, talk on the phone with people, but it's mostly emails. And it's always like it's never that often in person. And I'm an in-person person. I'm not an extrovert. No, I'm definitely an introvert. Like I live alone. I sit with myself. I enjoy that. I don't feel compelled to be like, okay, I have to go out into public. So I don't think I'm an extrovert in that way, but I do want to have connections with people. I do want to communicate with people. I want to get out there. I want to meet new people. I want to learn new things from the people that are smarter than me. I also want to make more money. That'd be nice. And hopefully I can put all that together to make my business grow. So this is my why I am putting myself out there on social media, why I am doing these streams, why I'm trying to like give people information, host workshops, have courses on my website, and all this stuff. It all leads back to that. And I'm having a great time doing it, I will say. It's been a lot of fun. I made some amazing friends, met some amazing people, and I just can't wait to see where it all goes. So that is my ultimately, I think, I may be lying about it. I don't know. Doing this on a live stream, it's hard. It's a lot of pressure because I don't want to just like dump my whole personal life out there. But is that my why? Because I'm lonely. Is that too scary to say? Is that too much? But is that it? Is that why I'm putting myself out there? Because I'm not getting that human interaction in real life. And but I don't know. It could be. I do enjoy like working, like going to a job sometimes. Like I do that on occasion, like little part-time jobs or something, because it's a great way to meet people. But so anyway, that's my why, and I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it even this moment. And if you're watching, say hi in the chat. I'd love to say hi to my wonderful friends that are in the chat. So then once we get to why overall, why I'm putting myself out there and trying to grow my business in this way, it kind of becomes like, well, why am I on YouTube? Why am I on X? Why am I on Facebook Live? Why am I doing that? Why is that my strategy? And that's because I like to just talk. I do. I like to talk about things that I know about, and I like providing that information. And I also like doing that without being necessarily interrupted. I do like having conversations and learning from others, and I am able to do that. And I do enjoy that kind of thing. But there's also a part of me where I'm just like, oh, I just want to like talk for an hour and not have anyone interrupt me. And I don't know what that means, if that's a certain personality type, if other people can relate to that or not. But I do enjoy that. And but I can't do that all the time, because I honestly don't think that's necessarily healthy either. I think balancing that, like the idea of just being on a live stream and just talking and you getting no feedback, like no one's putting anything in the chat. I mean, it's brutal. It's brutal, like seeing nothing in the chat. Like I'm literally just talking to myself. So if you can say hi, it does make me feel a lot better. but so I think it's a balance, and that's why I've been doing spaces on X as well. So that, if you don't know about it, if you're watching from one of the other platforms, it is similar to something like Clubhouse where it's audio and you jump in the conversation. So I'm trying to balance that with the live streams so that it isn't just me spewing out my ideas that came to my head and that I learned, because that's just my perspective. And you need to really absorb other perspectives, other ideas. Maybe what I think about one thing, isn't the best point of view on a subject, and I want to know that. And then maybe someone else thinks something, and it's, okay, I really align with that. I really like what you're saying. So that kind of confirms that maybe what I was saying was okay. It was a good idea, or potentially could run with this more and be okay with that. It's just like a confirmation. So yeah, that's why I'm doing the live streams and the spaces, and then on X in particular, because it's such a good format for this kind of stuff. YouTube, I'm also putting on YouTube. Facebook's just like kind of there for my friends, because I don't have a Facebook. Never for me was about building business. It was more about just sharing what I'm doing and what I'm up to. So I just like to include my friends in that if they want to watch that. It's not necessarily, my networking tool isn't really Facebook, but I am on there. I am, a millennial after all. And yeah, YouTube, it just takes time to grow. So, with X, it's very easy to reach my audience in a certain way. The people that will respond to what I'm saying, they can find you. And that's where I've been applying most of my efforts. And it's also really fun. It's a really fun place to hang out. But and then Instagram, I was doing these live streams on Instagram as well. I had to do it on my phone because Instagram is so weird about how you can stream. So I would have to do that on a separate device. And it's just like a lot of going on, a lot of moving parts. So that's why I'm not on Instagram with these streams of live content. I'm just trying to get kind of, you can watch wherever you want. I'm streaming all over, but Instagram's kind of fading away. And it wasn't, I don't know, that platform, there's something about it that, and I can get into Instagram a little bit, because there's something about Instagram that discourages actual genuine connection. Just something about the format of it, to me, it doesn't, it does the opposite of what I think social media is. And I like to use it as more of like a portfolio and as a way to just show people, like I posted a reel this morning. This is what I'm doing and where to find it, kind of just like information, just getting it out to those people who might be interested. So that is why I'm not a big fan of Instagram. It's very hard. It's like you can go in the comments and you can comment on something. It's like, what, there's no conversation there. It's just someone like leaving a comment. And I do appreciate a good comment. I love YouTube because of the comment section. It's like so fun. Just go into the comment section. But even YouTube would be better if there was a more of a way for people watching the videos and the content on there to be able to, those people to interact with each other more than just like, hey, great post, fire emoji, and I'm guilty of that. I do that because I just want to encourage people, but it's not adding anything. It's just a dopamine hit for the creator. It's not adding anything to the conversation. It's not engaging, meeting new people. So that's my ultimate problem with Instagram and YouTube to a certain extent, but YouTube at least has been around and established for so long that it kind of, it's its own animal, its own thing. And but I do think that would take YouTube to the next level if you were able to actually network and have conversations with other users on there. So that's where X stands out on this. And you are able to, like, if you go to my profile and you click on my live stream, you can have a conversation with me right now. You can go in there and leave a reply, and I can go in there and type an answer and reply to you in real time, you know, if you aren't in the chat, kind of thing. So it's in YouTube, I guess I could do that, you know, with a comment, but it's not, I don't know, it just like has that lag. It's just not the same. So that's my why I'm on X as my like primary platform for putting my stuff out there. And then the other stuff is just kind of, you know, taking in the what's remaining or whatever, you know, just the leavings, the most important stuff, the information, that kind of thing. And I don't want to forget about a couple other places. I do post on Pinterest as well. I think that is actually very important to do, and I forget. And but posting on Pinterest is a good idea, because I posted a graphic that has a link to the live stream. You know, I posted a graphic that has a link to the space, and if some people find it, then they can go and watch the recording, or they can jump on live. So that's that part of the question. I would love to know if anyone here has anything they want to add to that thought, but I'd love to know, why are you on social media? Why are you watching this? Why are you here? You know, it's like, I hope, like, thinking about this stuff, this is what inspires my content and like makes me feel like, oh, it's okay for me to post this silly thing if I want to post this silly thing, because this is me. I'm here because this is me, and I'm totally fine with that. And if someone doesn't think it's funny or whatever, that's fine. It's fine, you know. And so from this, now I'm going to move on. From this, why do we create something? Why do we create a piece of content? Why do I create a certain piece of content? And my philosophy on content creation has evolved recently in the past couple months. And there was a reason I didn't really like social media for many, many years, because I'm in the moment type person, very impulsive. If something's in front of me, I like to just do it, take care of it, not dwell, just like make it happen and move on. And but the problem is, all early on in social media, if you were like that, it didn't really work. It didn't really work. Like, you know, people didn't get it. It gets kind of boring, I guess. So what I've adapted that is to take what I think is like an impulsive moment or something that's happening to me or what I'm working on or what I'm doing, share that in the moment, in that moment, but make it interesting, valuable in some way. So it's about not just like, I'm going to the river to cool off. It's like, that's what I'm doing today. That's what I did the other day. Okay. And I recorded that. But I made that like a little mini adventure versus just like, okay, I'm going to go cool off in the river. Have a good day, guys. It was like, I want to find that swim spot that I forgot about. Like, there's a spot by the river that was awesome. I found it in the fall when I was doing fall foliage photography, and I want to find that spot. And it's just harder in the summer, because it's like all the leaves are covered in leaves, or all the trees are covered in leaves. It's hard to find the exact same spot. And if you're by car, it's harder to find by bike, because it's in the forest. Everything kind of looks the same, and on the road. So I posted it like that as a way to be like, okay, we're going on an adventure. I'm going to see if I can find this swimming hole. And then I find it and I share like, hey, I found it. Check this place out. And then I add something to that that's just like introspective. Like, why am I going to a swimming hole? Like, it's hot. Yeah, I'm cooling down. But it's more like to kind of reset, escape from the world for a minute, just hear the sounds of the water, cool down my actual core body temperature a little bit, see nature around me, clear my head. Like, there's tons of reasons why I like to go to the river and just sit there for a little bit. and sharing that. And then if something funny happens, like a couple of weeks ago, I'm just sitting there in the river chilling out, and I'm joking about I might run into a man or a bear here, from that meme. And like a man walks by with a fishing pole, it's just like hilarious. So this is the kind of stuff like that can happen. And I don't know what, so it seems like it's a boring subject, but you can mine like so much out of that if you kind of understand why you want to post it. Like I may want to just post it because I want to share like, oh, I live in a beautiful place. And if you ever want to come visit, I'm going to show you some really cool places, and it's going to be an awesome time. You're going to have a relaxing time. You're going to see some really cool places and enjoy yourself. I could share it at that angle as like a travel ad, which I kind of want to do too, because I do want people to come visit and see New Hampshire because it's so awesome. But it's more because I'm a little bit deeper than that. And I'm not afraid to just put that out there. So that's the why I create content. It's like I want to share a little bit about me. I want to give some people something to think about, something that they could add. Like someone shared their swimming hole with me. It's like, this is where I was, and it's like, that's awesome to see. So I'm not the only one that kind of likes, even though it's weird, it seems like it's weird to be like, it's 3:00, I'm gonna go to the swimming hole and chill out as like an adult. But that's what I like to do, and there's other people out there that like to do that too. So I'm not afraid to put it out there because that's genuinely what I want to do. I'm gonna probably after this do exactly that because it's hot. As long as there's not any thunderstorms. That's been a problem. That's been a problem with crazy thunderstorms. It's kind of dangerous yesterday. So I didn't go yesterday. All right, so it's like I figured out why am I on social media globally? Why? I figured out why am I on this particular platform or the platforms I'm using. Figure out why am I creating this piece of content, breaking that down. Okay, so you kind of see where I'm going with this. So the next thing is, why am I getting inspired to do this? Drilling down on that, like, why do I feel compelled to post that about the river? And why is it all of these things that I've been talking about? I'm trying to reach out to certain people, certain network, connect with people. Am I trying to show where I live and how awesome it is and that you should come visit sometime? Or is it like just nature inspires me and it's just like, this is how I can communicate that the best? So, but beyond that, like, why is it inspiring me? And why isn't it something else? So it's uniquely me. It's uniquely what I do. And I know you do something like that too. And maybe you're not putting it out there, or maybe you are, but you need to reframe it a little bit. Reframe it into something that is true to you and what you want to communicate. Because when I was out at the river, I also got kind of sad out there. I had a moment, like being alone, thinking about things. The water kind of adds this white noise, and it isolates the rest of the sounds. And I got a little sad out there. And I kind of sat in that moment, and I was wondering, like, if I should share that kind of thing. And, just like everything else, nothing is, perfect. And no one really relates to perfect. We kind of get jealous of perfect. So it's hard to maybe connect with people if you are afraid to just be like, I was just sitting here and it made me think of this thing that made me kind of sad. I don't want to feel this way right now, and then I put that out there, and there were some people that were ready to encourage me to feel better and make me laugh, which is the most important thing, because I love to laugh. And if you know that about me, you know that comedy is one of my silly, funny, hilarious. I probably don't come across that way in these because I'm just talking to myself, to the void. But I love comedy so much, and and I hate people that say that they're funny because I take that as like a red flag as being like, no, you're not. No, if you say that, you're not. So maybe I won't say that I'm funny. But I do have a wicked sense of humor, a dry sense of humor that can, and it's hard to communicate online, so I don't put it out there because it can be taken the wrong way very easily. It can be taken the wrong way in person too. So that made me feel really good, having people that like genuinely read my posts and kind of understand like my vibe, what I like to talk about, what I do, and we're able to instill some humor into that moment to make me feel better. Because the last thing I want is someone to be like, oh, maybe you should meditate on this and, search your soul for what the true meaning is. It's like, no, I've already done that. This is just a little moment. I just want to laugh through because I don't, I just don't want to I want to be in this beautiful place in nature and just loving every minute of it and not be thinking about something sad. And I can take the time to analyze all that. I think I already did. So it was just one of those thoughts. And that's relatable. I think that's relatable. And I'm not afraid to like share that. I am hesitant to do it because I don't want to be like the person that just does that all the time because that's not me either. But I think we all have those moments on occasion. So we've gone through all my whys. We've gone through why am I on social media? Why am I on X as my primary platform and on all the other platforms? And why do I post what I do? And then what inspires it all and what's beneath all of that. And I hope some of you can relate to this and kind of understand how important this is, because if you're going to want to put yourself out there authentically with confidence, being truly who you are, the self-censorship of what you put out there is something you need to look into, because I do not post everything. I joke about my drafts quite a bit, and I think a lot of people do understand what I'm talking about, like what you write and then you delete, or what you write and then put in your drafts and maybe another time. And I do that a lot. I'm far from putting everything that I think and want to put out there, because look, I want to be authentically me, but there's no reason to be mean. There's no there's no benefit from that. People, just because of a passing moment, I felt kind of mean. I don't mind being critical. Criticizing and being critical, I think, are different than just being mean. And that sometimes can come through. And I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be perceived that person. I want to be a better person than that. So that's probably why I do something in my drafts and then don't post it. It's not more about like, oh, I'm self-censoring, which I don't think is a good idea. Self-censoring is kind of where you can start to lose yourself and your personality and your identity. It's more about like, I don't want to be this person. Like, I don't want to be the person who's like making a cheap joke and being kind of mean for no reason to a stranger, being like a troll or whatever. Like, I don't mind trolls. It can be kind of funny sometimes, and I do appreciate that humor, but I know not everyone else does. So why do I need to do that? I don't need to be that person. So I think that is where the drafts and the deleting a post can come in. It's like, I want to be a better person than this. And I'm going to start thinking about stuff from that angle a little bit more. And not even just being mean, just being a little weird. Like sometimes I just have like weird ideas, and it's just like a out there concept that maybe I've never heard before. And actually it might not be true whatsoever. It just might be completely made up. So I might not post something like that because I don't want to be that person. And I think that, okay, being perceived, how you're perceived versus how you want to put yourself out there. So how you're perceived by people versus what you want to put out there. So you put out there something, and I don't want to be that person that put that out there. And the person that perceives it sees you as that person who put that out there. So this probably doesn't make sense. I'm kind of just processing this in this moment. But I like this idea, this concept, and I might write that down. I don't know. Let me think about it for a second. Is there anybody watching who wants to say hi, or you can drop your website in the chat? We'll look at your website because I have a couple more points that I can talk about. I'm really enjoying processing my why right now, live on a live stream. it's interesting. So the idea of not posting something and understanding why we're not posting it. This is important. This is a very interesting point of view. Because of how you either don't want people to perceive you. So there's two ways, right? You just don't want people to perceive you as something. So if you have an opinion on something that's controversial, you don't want people to judge you based on that opinion, because people can do that. So maybe you don't want to express those opinions. There's a lot of stuff in this world that I just do not express my opinions on. You can ask me as much as you want. I'll never answer. And that's because I don't want people to perceive me or judge me based on the general consensus of that opinion. And I'm not even talking politics. You can take that as you want, but it's an interesting thing. Oh, and we've got Journal K in the chat. Thank you so much for saying hi in the chat. I always wonder if the chat's even working. So I'm going to finish this thought I'm having in this moment, and then I'm going to answer your question because it's a very good one. We're going to get to it. And so I'm talking about, so my process of deciding whether because I use what I call, I don't know if this is a thing, I just came up with it, real-time content creation. I post what I'm thinking at the time. I always create a draft, whatever's going on at the time. And I don't always post everything, but I look at it a little deeply and see if it's something that can benefit somebody, benefit myself, funny, whatever. And then I make my decision. So that's my process of posting. And so it fits into all this that we've been talking about. But I want to answer this question because I've been talking for like 45 minutes. It's like, I just want someone else's input on things. So Journal K, thank you so much for saying hi in the chat. And please, anyone else who feels brave enough to say hi in the chat, go for it, because I know the people that are watching are cool. And I don't know if I'm following you, but I definitely will after this. I'll hunt you down and follow you, because if you're watching this, you're probably pretty cool. Okay. How do you suggest I grow my account? I'm an X article journal, so 3 months old. So you're writing. So that's fantastic. X is the place for writers. I strongly believe that. The other social media places, I don't think they do much for writers. I think X is probably the best place for writers to grow. And the community of author Twitter, whatever you want to call it, is huge. And writing articles. Now this is okay. So here's a little clarification. Articles after curation. So you're curating content and then putting articles together of that content, I'm guessing. That's fantastic. So the best strategy, I think, for anyone who's a writer of any kind, whether you're curating content and writing about it or whatever, is to put that into a form of a long form article, but then also experiment with taking that content from your long form article and pulling it out and making those into individual posts as a way to just reuse that same content. And I also highly recommend, the problem with a lot of articles and content on the internet, if it's topical, as in like not trendy, but it can be trendy, stuff that's like of the moment, of now, it's very hard to chase that. It's very hard to chase that unless you're like on top of things and you're kind of like with that first wave of people that talk about a subject. You want to put out as much content as you can right away with that stuff, or chime in when other people comment about it. But what I think is a better strategy for a lot of this stuff is to do content that is relevant now and also a year from now, or 2 years from now, or 5 years ago. There's plenty of topics like that, which helps it make it easier to recycle the content, use it again. But this is just my ideas. And for growing your account, keep posting those content. And then on X, the best thing you can do is get into some spaces and start talking about whatever it is you're posting about or writing articles about. Because I'm going to post the original question again, because that's honestly where I've met the most interesting people that relate to what I want to talk about. Because X kind of has an idea of what they want to feed me in my algorithm. And it's almost two different things. Like what I like to consume on X is different than what I want to put out, I guess, in a way. And that probably doesn't align well with the algorithm, to be honest. That's probably not the best way to grow. But yeah, I'm kind of rambling on about this a little bit. I want to just focus down. So yeah, spaces are fantastic for growing and finding the people that you resonate with and connecting that way. So I would encourage, start going to spaces and just listening on subjects that appeal to you. Get the courage to speak in one. I host them, so you're welcome to come up and experiment and try. I'll be nice. And then once you feel comfortable there, you can start hosting your own, and then you start building a community. And that's kind of what I'm in the middle of right now. You're watching it happen. I'm not at the top of anything right now. You're watching it happen in real time. And that's why I wanted the whole idea of what I do is that real-time content creation. So I'm showing you what I'm doing as I'm doing it. There's no secrets here. I used to listen to spaces all the time. And then I tried talking in some, and I was like, I don't know. It just, how I operate, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me to just jump into space and start talking, though it's a good habit to have, good practice. And you have to kind of push yourself out of that comfort zone. But what really changed for me was like, oh, I could host a space. I could do a live stream like this. This is what I like to do. I just like to talk and put it out there, get feedback from people, and use that to spin off. And that's what I like, So you have to find out how you fit into all of it and what you like and what really lights you up and inspires you. And then those people, you'll draw those people in. And this is what I'm going to be talking about in my workshop my workshop series that I'm going to be starting on Sundays. So Sunday, wherever you're watching this, it'll be below the video. And I'm going to be doing a workshop series on Sundays, evenings, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a live stream. I'm going to go into a topic, and I'm going to give you something to do for the week. I'm going to give you something to do, and I'm going to explain why it can help you, because a lot of this stuff isn't like post a 1,000-word thread and reply to 20 accounts and DM 3 people that inspire you. That's not me. There's other people that do that. I want you to follow those people as well, because they can provide lots of really good information when it comes to that kind of stuff. What I do is I want to have you grow in a way that is, oh, these are my people. There's no question about it. These are my people. I know everyone watching this live stream are the silent but deadly people, okay? These are the people that are going to be the awesome trying to watch my language here so I don't get censored or whatever. The people that are watching and participating and jumping in the chat here are the people that are like, they get it and they want to know more. They want to dig deeper. They want to grow in a way that is authentic to them and connects them with their correct audience. And that's what I'm all about. Because if you want a rubber stamp, here you go, 1 million followers, that's not what I do or want for me or anyone else. I want to build something that I can go I can post that I'm sad and that people are encouraged and want to cheer me up. I want that. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm doing a live stream and they want to jump on and say hi. This is the network I want to build. And if they have a struggle with their website, they know to come to me. Or if they want to visit New Hampshire, they're like, hey, I know who to hit up. They're going to come to me and they're going to talk to me. That's the kind of community and people I want around me and to build and follow back. And people who provide me great business advice, maybe that I don't know, or that I've been there, I can help you, So this is the community I want to build from. And so it's a little bit different than other people, and that's fine. I don't want to be like everyone else. I want you to get advice from those people and from me and combine the two and just blow up like crazy. Because I'm not applying both. I listen to it all and I try. I do little tidbits here and there. But I think it's a combination of both. So, and thank you. Yes, try spaces. I do encourage that. The public speaking part of it is so valuable because it's just breaking through. I have no problem talking to somebody in person, and I'm kind of good at it. I don't mean to brag, but it is different on spaces. It's a different type of public speaking. You don't get those visual cues. I'm very good at that with the visual cues, seeing where the conversation's going. And so on a space, it's difficult for me. So it's a little bit of a challenge, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it once I kind of got through it. So I recommend that. And Brett is in the chat. BR Flux, follow him. Great account. Positivity flowing through this account. Fun person to follow. So he has a question about Squarespace, which, yes, any question about Squarespace websites, I can answer those questions for you. So he says, can I use Squarespace to have people download free digital files? That means that if I set up an email list and if someone signs up for the email list, they can redeem the free digital download, and the download is in Squarespace, not somewhere else. Yes, this can be done. And okay. I'll tell you how to do it for your exact use case. And then I'll give you another example of how you can also sell that item or a version of that item or give it away for free or whatever. So for the email list, you create your, in the Squarespace website, you create your subscription block on whatever page you want or as the promotional pop-up or whatever, because each block you add in Squarespace is for a newsletter block. It's going to be a different one, so you need to make sure you set it up each block. It's a little you can't just set one block and then all of them match. You have to do each block individually. So you want to make sure you go through and do these settings for each one. So you create the subscriber or newsletter block in your Squarespace page, and from there, you open that up and you do the design customizations and the text and everything else. And also in there, I'm going to do this hot tip. This is a hot tip, okay? There's been a problem with the Google CAPTCHA far as Squarespace in particular. I don't know if this is on other sites. With the email newsletter block, where it's the Google CAPTCHA toggle being on, has been causing a lot of problems. So I've been turning that toggle off in the newsletter block for Squarespace. So that's very like insider stuff. But if you aren't getting newsletter subscribers, that might be why, because that's giving an error. So anyway, beyond that, you will want to go into the newsletter block settings in there, and one of the tabs will have the display message for after, and you can type whatever you want in there. You can highlight the text and make that a link by clicking the link icon. I should probably show how to do this. And then you can go and open that link pop-up that comes up on Squarespace when you highlight text and click the link, and you can make that a file. And there you can upload the file, and PDF works great, and have it so when they subscribe, they have that link after they subscribe. Click here to download, and that will download the file. The other way to do it is you can also do a email confirmation message. So when someone subscribes to your newsletter, the email comes to them to confirm their subscription. We are all familiar with that. So you can customize that email in Squarespace and put the link to the download in that as well. So it'd be the same process. It's just you're putting it in that email. So you could do both. I'd probably, if you're doing a freebie digital download, I would probably do both just in case, because some people click away without getting the thing. Or either do both or do it just in the confirmation email that they can, once they've subscribed, they've opted in, and then they're subscribed, then they get the download thing. So you could do it that way to make sure that people don't just download it and not subscribe, confirm their subscription. So, dude, this stuff is so complicated. It's crazy. And I can do a walkthrough on how to do that if needed. Let me know. And Darby's in the chat saying hi. Thank you. Great person to follow on X. So definitely do that. And she does spaces all the time. Lots of great info. And good. I'm glad that was helpful. Okay, so I've been going on for about an hour here. Thanks so much for popping in, saying hi. If you have any other questions, let me know. I'll talk for a couple more minutes. And the people in the chat, follow each other because there's awesome people here. You should say hi because I know there's some great accounts watching this right now. And if you're watching somewhere else, let me know, because if you're on YouTube, I can see those messages too. Or if you're watching on Facebook, I should be able to see those messages too. So you can ask your questions there. All right. So last thing I'm going to talk about is my weekly things that I have coming up. So you guys know where to find me, where to go, and all that. You can, I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to share the screen, all right? We're doing it. Okay, present, share screen. We're going to this one. Okay, can you see it? Nope. Add it. And I like to be on this side. I just like to be on this side. I don't know if it matters, but I like it there. Okay. Oh, let me take the banner down. Stupid. All right. So this is my website. No matter where you're watching me, you can get to my website. Okay. You can figure it out. katebly.com. And you go to the live page. And here's everything I'm doing. Right here at the top, what's coming up next. Okay, this stuff you missed because it's today. But coming up the 14th, here's what's coming up. And then you can also watch live here. So whatever my next upcoming live stream, you can watch on this page as well from my YouTube. Okay, so that's, you just refresh the page when it needs to start and you're good to go. So this is where you can find everything no matter where you are. Because I try to post everywhere and just update people, but it's just me, I forget. So you can always find what I'm doing, what time, where, all the links. You just click on it, and I made it easy for you. Watch wherever you want to watch. I don't care. Watch me. Go here, go there. Sign up for the email list, and then you can get the email when I go live. I didn't send those out today because I can't afford the subscription right now. So tips, I take tips. But the once I pay for the newsletter subscription, I will be sending out newsletters when I go live, so you get notified. So this is how you find out what I'm doing, wherever you are. You can also, I'm always on X, and you can always go to my pinned tweet. My highlights always has what I do. So you can always go there and find it as well. I try to update on the other platforms, but again, it's hard. I always put the events on Facebook, on my Facebook page. It's not a page, it's my profile. It's my personal profile. So that there, or I try to post about it in Instagram. Today I remembered to do a story. So you can take your chances there on Instagram. And again, all my links to my social media are right here, what I'm using. But this is the definitive way. You'll always find the info you need here on my website. And so I'm going to talk about quickly before I sign off for the day, the live workshop I'm starting to do on Sundays. So it's going to be an ongoing series. I have 30 episodes ready to go. They're right here. Okay, so I have 30 weeks of workshop videos, and I don't know why you wouldn't want to be a part of that. I think it's going to be incredible for growth and just figuring out your authentic voice and being on social media with intention and looking to grow for your business, yourself, to become just better on it, and feeling good about it. Like, there's parts of social media that drag us down and we don't feel good about. But I want you to feel good about it and attract those people that encourage you and make you feel good about what you're doing, and will engage with you and share and all that stuff. So that's what the goal is of these workshops. We're going to connect and create every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, live stream. Okay, I'm doing the live stream. It's going to be on a topic. I'm going to give you something to do. I'm going to create a workbook page, hopefully. I'm going to try and do that for each episode. Have a little workbook page for you to do, something to do for the week. Tag me. Let me know what you're doing. Show me your goals. Show me how you achieve and what you've done. I want to see it, and I want to share it. And so part of the concept of the show will be people who share with me their stuff. I'm going to feature somebody, and we're going to get you out there and show and get the community to follow you. And this is just starting, so it's going to be small at first, but getting in early. What's the downside? After the live stream, it's going to go to X, and we're going to do a space audio after space, so people can come in, talk about what I was talking about in that episode of the workshop. Bring their problems, their concerns, their thoughts on the subject. Was what I said total BS? Did it not make sense? Do you need clarification? Does it not work? Did you have problems? What are your struggles? So it's going to be an open forum, audio space after the workshop live stream, and people can jump into both. Either watch the replays, it'll be recorded, so you can always go back and find what you need. Okay, so if you can't make it, that's okay. You can watch the replays, you can listen to the replays, you can hop in to the audio space, just listen. You don't even have to, you can be anonymous and just listen. I just want you to be there so you can get something out of this, because I'm excited. I'm excited for all of us to grow together. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so awesome. So you can find all the info on my website for both of these, wherever you're watching this live stream. I'll be, of course, posting about it on X. I'll be posting about it on my community posts on YouTube. I'll be posting about it, hopefully, I added the events to Facebook, and I will try to post it elsewhere. So I'll try to keep you informed, but just know this page exists. It tells you everything you need to know, so you can always find it. And I recommend doing this for yourself. If you have a website, do this for yourself. Make it easy. I have a small audience, and make it easy for them to find what you're doing. Don't hide the info. I'm trying to make it easy as possible to find me, participate, join me, have a good time, learn something, meet new people. And that's my goal for everything. Yes. And Darby says, share your thoughts, concerns, and tips to be better together. Exactly. Because I don't know everything. I want to know what's worked for someone else and what maybe didn't work. Or I'm going to share my breakthroughs, like what really helped me. And I want to know because it's going to be a different journey for everybody. And then, yeah, this is External K. If there's any article writers watching Kate's broadcast in this chat, I invite you to follow me for pro tips and highlighting your articles. There we go. See, that's how you connect with people on here. Because I think articles are a great resource on X. They do very well in search rankings for Google, which is great. It would be amazing if X articles become an actual resource that people use and read. I don't know if you have to have an account to read them. I haven't looked into that. I think you do. But this is how it all works. So yes, if someone who's been using X articles can help you learn how to write better articles, get tips, do better. And I would say I've been experimenting with it too, articles, because some of my posts can be like long form to the max and there's no need for that. I just put it in an article like as X suggests. And I always try to put in videos. I actually took one of my spaces and made that into an article, an interview that I did, so there's repurposing content is just like the name of the game here today. So awesome. Thank you so much for everyone jumping in, saying hi. It's great to see you all. Always having a fun time on X with my X family. And I hope anyone who's watching elsewhere will think about joining us over there. It's a lot of fun, a lot of great people, a lot of positive environment. I try to interact elsewhere as well. I'm always available on Facebook, Instagram. You can hit me up. I check that daily. And on YouTube, I'm trying to grow my YouTube too, of course. So find me on YouTube, wherever you watch this. But thanks again for jumping in. And if you jumped in late, I did talk for 45 minutes about my why. And I will hope maybe that helps someone out there figure out like, why am I doing this? Why am I on social media? Why am I inspired by whatever I'm seeing here? And why do I want to create this post? And really think about that for yourself. And I think that will help improve your content in a way that will resonate with who you're supposed to be communicating with. And it will also help you feel proud, feel good, feel happy about what you post. And I'm not happy or proud of everything I post. Sometimes it's just for fun. But the stuff that I work hard on, I feel really good about. And that makes me happy. And then when people respond to it and find value out of it, then, it's even better. It's even better. All right. So Darby's like, why not? She's always, why not? Yeah. Well, you can go back in the live stream and I watch the replay and there's lots of stuff there. But anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll be doing this again next week, Thursday, same time. Flowers, thank you. And same time next week, 1 p.m. And then, of course, I do a space with Darby at 10 a.m. on Thursdays, just for creators, makers, artisans. We want those people to connect and share more on X, because those people, it can be isolating as well. Like being a content creator can be kind of isolating. So we need to make a community. We need to be empowering each other. We need to be talking about the subjects that concern us and cause us problems or are working, So more we talk about it, the better. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day, everybody. See you soon.